And welcome to Urban Review. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Urban Review television show that is sponsored by the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. One of our sponsors is the National Office of Drug Control Policy, and therefore we want to express that the thoughts and the opinions that we express may not necessarily be the thoughts and the opinions of the Office of National Drug Control Policy or the Substance Abuse Mental Health and Services Administration. On that note, welcome to Urban Review. Today is a beautiful day. We're here in the middle of July in the wonderful Detroit and beautiful Detroit, and this is a great time of year. And today we will be having our Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development meeting, and we really want you to come out and be a part of that. The Urban Youth and Family Development Community Coalition is an entity that provides community collaboration. We have evolved into a community organization that is recognized by the City of Detroit, the Detroit Public Schools Community District, as a key change agent and a critical partner. With their support, the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development has grown to include strategic alliances within each of the 12 sectors that make up a community. And those sectors include law enforcement, government officials, healthcare, schools, parents, youth, faith-based connections with fraternities and sororities, and other organizations of that nature. And it has brought together this wonderful coalition that we have that gives us an opportunity to go through the strategic prevention framework. And in doing that, we focus on the 48238, 48235, and 48204 zip code areas. And we have gone out and done a community assessment that has measured the demographics of the community. We have done interviews with members of the community, and we have sat down to work out and identify any disparities that are existing in our community relative to schools, hospitals, having healthy food, having wellness centers and places where people can work out, and having parks and all of those wonderful things. So we have done the community assessment. Based on the findings of the assessment, we developed a strategic plan. We focus on marijuana, alcohol, tobacco, and opioids. And we have gone out into the community to share resources and information about those harmful drugs and the impact that they have, as well as sharing information and resources to the community on how they can access the things that they need. And so we have grown and been able to develop an alliance with those that are able to serve and bring the needed substance abuse prevention services to the West Side community. We have developed environmental strategies that include town hall meetings on substance abuse. We have neighborhood-based drug awareness and parent education events, and we have seasonal family-focused celebrations offering substance abuse-free venues for families to interact. And we are continuing to work with the faith-based community. Our closest partner is the Hartford Memorial Baptist Church. We work with them to provide the substance abuse prevention training. It is at that location that we interface with a lot of our collaborative partners, and we do events similar to our Prevention Drug Take-Back Day, our DEA Take-Back Day, where we allow individuals to dispose of unwanted and expired drugs in a proper and appropriate manner. The Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development has built a member capacity and community partnerships that have allowed us to institutionalize prevention initiatives targeting underage drinking, marijuana, tobacco, and prescription drug use. In partnership with the Youth Connection, Changing Lives and Staying Sober, and other agencies, the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development, along with the Coalition, has helped to reach over 50,000 Westside residents with substance abuse prevention messages and resources through public education campaigns, public forums, workshops, summits, community outreach projects, and programs. We have also partnered with other agencies to advocate for local ordinances that would hold landlords responsible for boarding up abandoned buildings to decrease illegal drug activities and increase neighborhood safety. So we want you to be a part of what the work that we're doing to enhance the west side of Detroit. And one of the things that you can do, first of all, is visit our website. And our website is www.cuyfdcoalition.org. That's CUYFDCOALITION.org. www.cuyfdcoalition.org. You can also look us up at www.cuyfddetroit.org, which will take you to the website for our Center for Urban Youth and Family Development, which has a hyperlink that will take you to the information on the coalition. And remember, our areas of focus are prescription drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana. The geographic area that we serve is 48238, 48234, 48235, and 48204. And we are very excited about the work that we're doing. Our mission statement is to improve the outcomes for Westside youth and their families by establishing and strengthening community collaborations that promote positive youth development and community revitalization through the prevention of substance abuse and other problem behaviors. And our mission statement was crafted to reflect the work to be accomplished by the meaningful partnerships that we have established throughout our Westside community. So we want you to come out today and call in and be a part of our coalition meeting. And in order to do that, all you have to do is go to Zoom, and the meeting ID is 790-495-5710. Again, that's 790-495-5710. And then the passcode is CUYFD. Once again, that passcode is C as in coalition, U as in urban, Y as in youth, F as in family, and D as in development. And at 6 o'clock p.m., you can call in and be a part of our coalition meeting. We're going to be highlighting some of the activities that we've completed over this past month and highlighting activities that we will be involved in during the month of of August. I'm jumping ahead. But one of the activities that we were involved in this month was we participated in the Community Mental Health Association summer conference that took place in Traverse City, Michigan, and that was June 9th through the 11th. We also partnered with our friends over at Progressive Baptist Church to participate in a Juneteenth celebration with the members of the Top Teens organization that took place on June 14th. We then participated with our friends at the Detroit Public School Community District's Volunteer Partners event that took place on June 17th. We sponsored the No Menthol Poetry Contest along with our friends from Making It Count Coalition, and that took place on June 19th. We were very, very pleased to be the sponsor of the Big Red Chair for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life that took place over at Marygrove College on June 21st. And we kicked off our Summer Youth Development Program on July the 7th with 5 young people that are assigned to us to provide a worksite experience for them through the Grow Detroit Young Talent Program. And so we're very excited about that and having those young people work with us. We participated in the Metro Youth Day out at Belle Island on the 9th, and that was a wonderful, wonderful experience. It hosted over 2,000 young people that had an opportunity to participate in activities and to get resources and the things that they need to have a productive and fun summer and start preparing for going back to school. And then we participated in the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Networks Interfaith-Based Wellness Beyond the Walls Conference that took place at Madonna University. We provided a response and an overview of the wellness model that has been developed by the state of Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. There are 6 pilot sites that are taking place, and it's a model that allows an individual to identify a individual personal wellness plan that can include exercise, that can include nutrition, that can include mental health assistance, that can include stress management. And we have developed a process for individuals to develop their own plan and create their plan and then implement the plan and then come back and measure their level of success in implementing that plan. So we're very proud of being on the team that developed that opportunity. And we have upcoming our mental health and first aid training, which will take place on July the 31st, as well as our town hall meeting that will also be taking place on July the 31st. Both events will be at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church. The mental health first aid training will take place starting at 12 o'clock noon and run until 4. And then our town hall meeting will kick off, I believe, at 6 o'clock p.m. And it is going to be entirely a youth-led event. We're going to have a youth panel discussion. We'll be focusing on mental health and substance abuse prevention. So we would like for you to come on out and be a part of our upcoming town hall meeting. And then in the month of August, 2 outstanding activities that I want to just mention. One is the Community Street Festival that is sponsored by the National Council on Alcohol and Drug Dependency Greater Detroit area, and we collaborate with them to be a part of the Community Street Festival. This year it will be held at Central High School, and that's going to take place on August the 15th. It will kick off at about 1 o'clock p.m. and run through the afternoon. It is a great event with lots of resources, entertainment, free food. It's going to be a great event, so please come out on August the 15th to Central High School and be a part of the Community Street Festival. And then on August the 21st, which is the third Thursday in August, the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development will be hosting its 14th annual community cookout. And we're proud to announce that the Levy Middle School Marching Band will be there to provide some entertainment for us, as well as we will have all types of fun activities. There'll be free food, and we'll be policing the community to make sure that it looks nice and presentable. And we are going to kind of do that in conjunction as a part of the Neighborhoods Day activities. And we really are excited about that. Once again, that is August the 21st, and we will once again kick that off at 1 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. We are very excited to invite you to come out and be a part of that program. And we'll talk a little bit more about these things after we return from a few words from our sponsor. So at this point, thank you for watching Urban Review.
My fear is not being myself and putting others in harm whenever I'm under the influence. Did you know drivers with a BSC of .08 are 4 times more likely to get in a crash than those with a 0?
There is a reason why the legal drinking age is 21. Underage drinking is ugly because teens who start to drink before the age of 15 are 12 times more likely to be unintentionally injured.
Over 300 fatal crashes and almost 4,000 injury crashes were alcohol related.
Death is ugly, especially senseless avoidable accidents. Yet on average, every 52 minutes, an alcohol-impaired driving fatality occurs.
Fees and fines are ugly and I want to get paid, not owing anybody money. If everyone obeyed new driving policies with a BAC of no more than .05, alcohol-impaired driving fatalities, injuries, and total costs could decrease by 71 through 77%.
Help us remind others to not be ugly with alcohol and keep alive with .05. This message was brought to you by the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. For more information on how you can get involved, email admin@mycap.org.
You will love your Avis Ford because at Avis Ford, we make it easy to get you your no money down monthly payment right over the phone. We call it Shop by Phone, and it's the best way we know to get you your payment options fast. You want leather and a sunroof? How about an upgrade to all-wheel drive? Just give us a call. Shop online, shop by phone, or visit us at Telegraph at 12 Mile. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD.
Hey, I know you've seen them. Those sleek vapes that everyone says is better than smoking. Here's the truth. They're not. Did you know that in Michigan, 14% of high school students use e-cigarettes? That's a lot of people risking their life for a quick buzz.
Nicotine doesn't just harm your body, it affects your mind too. It can make depression and anxiety worse, and even change how your brain handles stress. You deserve better than to let a tiny device control your mood and your future.
You know, I thought vaping was no big deal until it starting affecting my mood and focus.
Yeah, and did you know that kids who vape are more likely to smoke cigarettes?
But there's good news. You don't have to do this alone. Whether it's through friends, family, or a support group, there's always a way out.
Your health, your future, you're worth so much more than what vaping has to offer.
Detroit's got your back. Visit CUYFDcoalition.org for tools and support to help.
Meet Danny, high school senior, 17 years of age, all A student. Danny is just now finding out he scored 1,490 out of 1,600 on his SAT. Danny's friend decided to ask, "How did you do it?" Danny replied, "I believe every day is a test. To fail or succeed, you choose." The effects of vaping is the one test that Danny chose not to study for.
Vaping does not discriminate on who becomes addicted. Over 2 million high school students use some type of electronic cigarette device. The top tobacco companies also own vaping devices. The FDA found that vaping contains some of the same toxic chemicals as regular cigarettes that lead to cancer. So whether you smoke traditional cigarettes with tobacco or smoke electronic cigarettes using nicotine, your health is at risk. There's no safe way to smoke. For more information, contact the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development.
The non-medical use of prescription drugs, including opioids, is a growing concern in our communities, affecting all ages, including our youth. If the medication wasn't prescribed to you or has expired, don't take it. If your name isn't on the bottle, it's not meant for you to swallow. Addiction is real, and lives are being ruined. Or worse yet, lost.
Visit PreventionDetroit.org/opioids to find prescription Dropbox locations.
And welcome back to Urban Review. I just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about vaping. We know that it has become a real increased trend among our youth, and I believe it's because there are some unrealistic, untrue statements that are being shared that are not actually factual. Vaping poses a significant health risk to young people, including addiction and brain development issues, as well as respiratory problems. Nicotine, which is a common component of e-cigarettes, is highly addictive and can negatively impact the developing brain, potentially affecting memory, concentration, and mood. Additionally, the aerosol form vapes can contain harmful chemicals and toxins leading to lung damage and respiratory issues. From an addiction standpoint, nicotine in e-cigarettes is highly addictive, and young people are particularly vulnerable to its addictive effects due to their developing brains. We've established scientifically that the human brain is not fully developed until approximately 25 to 26 years old. And so if you are doing things that negatively impact that development, well, vaping is one of those things that will negatively impact your brain development. The brain, as I said, continues to develop until age 26, and nicotine exposure during this period can disrupt normal development. It can lead to long-term cognitive and behavioral problems, including impaired attention, learning, and impulse control. And early nicotine exposure can create a pathway for future addiction to other substances. Let me say that again. It can create a pathway to future addiction to other substances. From a standpoint of respiratory issues, the aerosol form of e-cigarettes contains various chemicals and fine particles that can irritate and damage the lungs. Vaping can exacerbate existing respiratory conditions like asthma and increase the risk of chronic lung disease. In some cases, severe lung injuries, including pulmonary edema, which is fluid in the lungs, and pneumonia, have been linked to vaping. And then there are other health concerns. Vaping can lead to increased heart rate and blood pressure, potentially contributing to cardiovascular problems. Some studies suggest a link between vaping and increase of certain cancers. The long-term health consequences of vaping are still being studied, but emerging evidence points to a range of potential problems. And from a standpoint of misinformation and the type of marketing that's being done, e-cigarette companies often use appealing flavors and marketing tactics that target young people, creating a perception that vaping is safe or harmless. You know, there's candy flavored vape, there's bubblegum flavored vape, and it gives you the perception that it is harmless, but that is misinformation. And that misinformation can lead to increased experimentation and vaping rates amongst young adults, and that's exactly what has happened. More and more young people are getting involved with vaping because they think it's not going to harm them, and that's just not the scientific fact. And then another aspect of vaping, as I indicated, is that it can increase your addiction to other substances. Research has indicated that young people who vape are more likely to start smoking traditional cigarettes, even though you're being told that a vape is a great alternative for a traditional cigarette. But it usually leads to an addiction to tobacco. And vaping can serve as a gateway to nicotine addiction, and we know that nicotine addiction is a gateway and leads to other risky behavior. It is crucial for young people to be aware of the potential dangers of vaping, and for parents, educators, and healthcare professionals to provide accurate information to support helping them help make informed decisions, okay? got to make informed decisions, and misinformation can lead to these problems. I just want to talk a little bit more about the toxic chemicals that are in vapes. The e-juices contain harmful chemicals like formaldehyde, acrolein, which can lead to cellular damage and contribute to cancer. Exposure to toxic chemicals and other harmful ingredients like metals, ultrafine particles are poisonous to your health. E-cigarettes are loaded with such as much as sometimes and more addictive forming nicotine than a cigarette, and it's actually toxic. So be aware that vaping is very harmful, and it can really lead to some long-term harmful impact like lung disease, pneumonia, influenza, asthma, and ultimately death. So we ask you to be cautious and think about the things that you put inside your body, and actually know the truth and know the facts and know all of the information that relates to it. Once again, our Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development meeting will be taking place today, July the 17th at 6:00 p.m. It is a virtual meeting. You can link in via Zoom. The Zoom meeting ID is 790-495-5710. Once again, that's 790-495-5710. And the password is C as in coalition, U as in urban, Y as in youth, F as in family, and D as in development. Passcode CUYFD. Call in at 6:00 p.m. and be a part of our community coalition, and let us know what your concerns are, what you believe we need to be doing. Help us to develop and review the data, and we are going to continue to function as a data-driven coalition trying to create a drug-free community on Detroit's west side. So as I wrap things up, I ask you to think to yourself the words that Nelson Mandela said to himself during those years of captivity. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods there be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud, and under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloodied, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the minutes of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. For it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. And remember, when you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Plant your feet, set your shoulders, lift your chin, and take a brace. And when the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, you may fail, but you may conquer. So see it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you, and keep yourself in fighting trim. And when it's veiled to try and dodge it, in spite of all that you can do, remember, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you'll be set. But remember, you're simply facing what other men have met. So if you fail, fall still fighting. And don't give up whatever you do. Keep your eyes to the front, your head high to the finish, and see it through. Thank you for watching Urban Review.